How's things? How you feel?
Good, good. Yeah, it's been an adjustment, just relaxing and not doing, not feeling like I have to do anything. Trying to make that transition.
That's beautiful,
What about
brother.
you? It's something. It's tough in really interesting ways.
It's uh it's a blessing though, right? Remember the
Yes.
gratitude of that, right? So, and also remember like at least what I've discovered is I get to then feed my mind. I get to read, I get to learn, I get to experience, I get to observe things that most people don't get to do,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
There's so much grace in that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is amazing. Listening
So
to lots of Wayne Dyer and just being and everything. What about you?
Uh, I mean, we had a great meeting this morning with Tennessee, who's on the call right now, and some of my partners. I just had another meeting with our lawyer and some of the investor relations people. So we also are meeting this evening with a group of people from around all of Alberta to help with a lot of relations and investment. I have a podcast with some great people that are going to that have like big private equity firms and things like this. So I'm just it's interesting because I'm healing a lot of these perspective of mine where in the past I would have thought that it's difficult to receive all of this abundance, and now it's just all at once showing up in my vicinity to really help fund all the projects that we're doing. And yeah, it's just beautiful to be super held.
Yeah,
And
that's
by like a
amazing.
community, it's not even by like one or two people. I'm held by
Mhm.
a lot of people, and I'm really in my power, so I'm focused on the things that I'm amazing at, and the people around me are focusing on the things that they're amazing at, and it's why it's working so well.
Nice. Yeah, that's amazing. What projects? What are you working on?
So it's gas to power, so it's an energy sector.
Hmm.
So really taking a lot of energy from the ground, oil and gas, because Alberta is the fourth largest gas producer in the planet, and it has more oil than China, Russia, and the United States combined. So we have teamed up with some energy companies here on the ground and are acquiring them alongside us, along engineering firms that have been here for, 40, 50 years in the field. And we're turning those gas into power generation projects so that we can mine Bitcoin, we can create heat exchange, sell heat to communities for a lower productive price, create productivity in greenhouses so that we can grow food for way more production, uh, organically with health. And then really create a vertical integrated and Bitcoin mine, of course, uh, and create a vertically integrated energy company that has the ability to minimize coal, store liquid natural gas, and create a lot more of a gross domestic product for our local like province, which will then also benefit, the country as a whole as well. But fundamentally, I believe that the model itself and also the harmony in which everybody is working together to really create this circular economy and capture all the inefficiencies in the oil and gas sector that is currently just being vented off into the climate or atmosphere to affect climate, um, is allowing us to show that we are really wasteful. Our predecessors are wasteful, and we have a responsibility to be less wasteful so we can take care of each other and not make it solely on the money. The money comes as a result of creating the benefit for the people. And so I've been integrating this for a very long time, and I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make this happen for a very long time. And I haven't said this elaborately publicly for a very long time. Uh, but yeah, this is what I've been up to for a very long time. So
Amazing. That's really amazing. How did you start that? How did you get the companies on board and start those conversations?
uh, I told them that we need to wake the fuck up and we need to start being way more real about what our responsibilities are here. And I really told them that this is, if we're not gonna do it, this is bullshit. And started challenging people's values and principles.
Mhm.
And as a result, by me really honing that energy and verifying that energy, honing it in myself, and being willing to honor the light in the darkness. So walk into the place of darkness and honor the light and speak into the light and shine. It allowed people to either step up to the occasion or not. And I get to see integrity at its finest, or I don't. And I get to see people's true face.
Mhm.
And people show me what's real. They show me always what's real. They show me what is clear because I'm clear. So they will either face the mirror or they won't.
Mhm. Is this, does it have to do with the conscious development group or is that separate?
It's all combined, bro. I mean, to me, conscious development is a byproduct of our standard of operating in the way that we choose to evolve as leaders in our communities, in our fields, in our verticals, in our countries, in our communities. So, uh, bless you,
Excuse me.
bless you. But yeah, it's all combined. The conscious development group is one other side, like it's another development uh, that is developing because I have so many people around me that are helping me develop so in multiple ways. But this side that I've been dealing with is strict focusly on the energy companies, people that are in engineering and in oil and gas. So I've been that's really the business dynamic.
Amazing. That's really cool.
Thanks, bro.
Well, I certainly hope to do things like that one day. I've had some meetings with a few friends of mine who I've met at GYLS, and we found out that a lot of our dreams were pretty overlapping. Um, so we're finally having talks about how to make it happen. Um, I think I told you about that, like wanting a community where we have experts, coaches, healers in every category of the wheel of life that people can go to and like we're one big team and maybe we have events, maybe we have some like compound somewhere where people come and they go through courses and things like this. Um, the last time I gave a full explanation of it, it was like a 15-minute spiel, but yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one of these days.
Why don't if you guys with the GYLS group or any of the leaders there, maybe feel free to invite them and we can have a like a conversation all together on here and
For sure.
see what we can create and move forward faster as a team. You can even invite them into the, white WhatsApp group and whatever, just to
Sure,
to
sure.
get them way more involved. And then we can start actually taking action because the conversations are great, as you know, but what happens is
Mhm.
the best for me, at least for me, what I get really excited about is like making it happen. I get really bored talking, you know.
Mhm.
I get really I'm always listening. However, I try to focus on what's the action that we can take as a result of these meetings. So
Yes.
I go into these meetings and then by listening, I'm like, okay, this, and this needs to happen so that we can make this, and this come to life. And then people get really excited because then we start moving the needle fast.
Mhm.
Um,
Got to have those outcomes. It feels hollow without that.
yeah. Yeah, because people, I mean, you get all amped up, ready to go make things happen, and then nothing happens. And for me,
Right.
this is just not it's a waste of my fucking time. Like I really
Mhm.
love my time. And if we're not moving forward, if we're not growing, we're dying. So my
Mhm.
suggestion, I mean, I would love to hear more about it from all of you at once. And then uh, we can really generate a momentum in some way, shape, or form. Uh, and maybe it can connect to the conscious development side of things because it's a part of it, I mean, it's part of it all anyways.
Mhm.
And yeah, I invite maybe you jumping on these calls even more often so we can discuss a lot of your thoughts and ideas and concerns and ways.
Definitely.
Because
Thanks. I will.
yeah, because I'm on here all the time anyways. I show up whether it's one person or 10 or nobody. Sometimes nobody even shows up. I'm just here by myself.
Really?
And
That happened? I didn't realize that happened.
yeah, nobody, sometimes nobody comes and I just hang out here and then somebody comes like 30 minutes into it all. They're like, "Hey, oh, you're only here by yourself, right?" I'm like, "Yep." But for me it's
Hmm.
I'm here. So if I'm here, this is like whether I'm here for one person or nobody, I'm here. Committed it to myself. So
Right. Well, thank you for doing that. I will be on here more often, and I will definitely take you up on getting everybody else on here or you on our call or something like that. I'll talk to him about it. Well said. I'd
yeah.
rather it all be on here to just get more opinions, but that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and then this way, it's always yeah, I mean, whatever feels best for you. But if you feel like sharing some of your ideas today, feel free and we can discuss it deeper.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to. I just didn't want to take time away from you in Tennessee discussing anything I wanted to talk about.
No, we're listening.
All right. Uh, so people today seem really lost, right? In everything that they do, and they seem like they don't know. They're trying to like look for happiness and find their passion and things like this, and they wake up and numb themselves with whatever media input and then go to their 9 to 5 that drains them and then come home and then numb themselves more on Netflix and then go to sleep, and it's this cycle, and they lose sense of themselves because they don't process their emotions, and then they wonder why they're not happy and why they don't know what they want out of life and things like this. Um, Sage Robbins talks about this like schism of fear that we all create and like project onto one another. And to me, such an antidote to those things, and it ties into the idea of conscious development and whatnot, is it's just goes back to authenticity to me. And it's because when people can be their authentic selves, then they're able to give the world the gifts that they were meant to give just by being themselves. And to me, that is like one of the big chunks that is missing in the world. And it's so funny how, I mean, I'm involved with, side note, I'm involved with people who are teaching teachers on how to connect better with today's youth. And like with Chris, and from every front, we're being told the same thing. People are, oh, these kids are super challenging and stuff, and people are lost in all these different ways. And people are just, they keep trying to do what they think they should do and do what others tell them to do and be who they think they should be based on what they think others want them to be. And they're just lost. So to me, the best way, one of the best ways of coming back to that authenticity of yourself and really rising to the highest version of yourself, waking up and like you say, shining, um, is in shining in their own way, which is exactly what the world needs. We need them just to be themselves, um, and follow the joy, follow the energy and the light. Uh, One of the best ways to help people do that is getting them in touch with themselves. And that, depending on the person, they could have several different blockers or one specific one. Um, and at the same time, I see so many amazing healers and coaches all trying to do the same thing and all trying to help people and create those ripples. And they're all facing some of similar issues with starting their own company and getting the word out there. And I see things like BetterHelp, which gives coaches like that a platform to get clients, and but I just couldn't help but wonder what would happen. I mean, it's all about relationships. It's all about community. I couldn't help but wonder what would happen if all these amazing coaches and healers would come together and help each other fill each other's gaps. Because one person, just like you say, when everyone's doing what they love, it works. Um, and sometimes people love the same thing, and that's great. But inevitably, there's going to be people who can fill each other's gaps. And when we kind of come together in that way, and we gather all of these healers that can fit into, they can be experts in each category of the wheel of life, I think we can really help people. And maybe that looks like a chosen family compound, a community. Maybe it looks like we go and we host events. um, Regardless, we the goal is to not just be available for people who can pay money for it, but for every person on the socioeconomic ladder, right? Every area there. Even the kid who, especially the kid who has to walk to get water for 45 minutes before school every day and doesn't have electricity in their house. And because what an amazing world it would be if we could tap into the authenticity and the potential of people like that who aren't usually heard. Um, and then a whole other piece of it is people have these ideas for businesses and solutions, and everything I just talked about is like the mental side of things. And when we can help people, they will go and help others in their area, of course, and maybe we can even teach some people how to go out and help others as well and create more ripples. Uh, but then there's the business side of things. People have these ideas for solutions, and it is it would be amazing to have something similar like the Wheel of Life team for businesses, people who are experts in every area of business, who and we can all work together to tackle things like uh, the UN's social development problems, and work with companies who are doing the same. And we can all work together to, when someone comes to us and says, "Hey, I have this idea for a solution. Like, here's this problem. Like, let's solve it." We can work together and solve it. And it won't be a question of, "Oh, but I don't know how to do this. I guess I can't do it," or and then it take them years to create the solution. Let's do it. It's irritating, to say the least, that money and connections and things that are created by society get in the way of building society and our growth as a species. So that's the vision.
I love it. I'm gonna share with you something.
Please.
So I just sent you the link, but I'm gonna share it on the screen here real quick.
Okay.
So the reason that I believe capital is fundamentally in 5 dimensions is because the first part of capital is human capital that creates social capital so people can have intellectual capital and cultivate a spiritual level of capital. Those qualitative capacities will develop financial capital. So that becomes 40 or sorry, 80% uh 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. And so what I've discovered is that it's so important for us to redefine what wealth actually means.
Mm.
And so it's like leadership, we're leaders and we're consistently innovating and transforming. So we really are focused on regularly cultivating and harmonizing prosperity, ensuring every stakeholder is always being taken care of.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I love your idea because it's really what we've implemented over the last, while. So it's really about harmonizing energy, capital, and labor, really having the understanding that the conscious economy ecosystem is really clear in capturing inefficiencies in the energy sector, by really taking this gas and turning it into power by converting that energy directly into a monetary paradigm that is both equal and we're able to really deliver and drive returns to our communities by really being relatable, turning them into raving fans, helping them refer and becoming advocates. And this is what, we've done with these. So Balance Capital Partners is the owner of Flexible Balance, which is our energy side, and then Balance Data Solutions, which is our data center and Bitcoin side. And so we've cultivated these three vehicles so that they really harmonize with each other based off of the highest level of principle, which is integrity. And
Mm.
so why this is important, because ultimately these are investment vehicles, and the ultimate investment vehicle is ourselves, but our team is really growing. And
So,
whether we have, technology, community development with Sagita's M&A, energy economics, property investment, um, legal development, financial, or health, we're growing fast. And this is how we create we guide with strategic expertise, innovative new solutions, regeneration and growth, and regularly collaborating as a team. So it's fascinating that you're bringing a lot of this up because, I mean, I'll pause there and just listen to your thoughts.
oh, well, no, yeah, it is fascinating. The past few times we've been on a call, I feel like we've said I've caught little snippets of sentences that make me think that there's some kind of alignment there. And so what I'm hearing you say is what I just described for the business side of things is what you've built uh, in a much more refined way. Uh, and you're focusing on the energy sector of development and how we can grow.
Well, it's all the same. And here's why. So remember what Tony says. What does he say? Do you remember?
He says a
It
lot of
all
things.
comes down, it all comes down to energy.
This is true. Okay. And this is where you're talking about the five dimensions here.
Thank you. So understanding that energy is everything and everything is energy allows us to recognize and describe the importance of how we ultimately activate our internal energy. Because the energy sector is the external version of our internal nature. So what I mean by this is the energy sector is the global experience or the macro experience of our micro internal experience, right?
Mm.
So it's the mirror of global excellence. So if we really understand our internal energy, we know that the external mirror is the globe's energy,
Mm-hmm.
which is natural gas, oil, hydroelectric, electricity.
Sure.
These are all mirrors. But most people don't recognize that because they don't play at the depth of that internal spirit.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So by harmonizing energy with capital, which is also energy, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So capital is also energy. It's just a different type of energy based off of which capital you choose to integrate, like as I mentioned, whether it's human capital, social capital, spiritual capital, intellectual capital, or financial capital. In this case, we can refine the communication of money is energy. Energy is money. Exchange of energy happens through money, finance, right? And then finally, but hold on, we haven't actually had a real cut. So actually, let me go back a moment. But we haven't actually had a real capitalistic society because everything has been based in the past and continues to be in most cases based off of a lack of fiduciary responsibility because it's been a manipulated system based off of a printing press, right? Versus a true backing of a store of value. And so if people are not able to store their energy, meaning storing their hard work into a value of money that is actually timeless and is able to hold that energy, then really where's the time horizon? It's only for the like short term.
Mm-hmm.
We're not focused because our predecessors have all focused mostly on taking from us like us the new youth, the new leaders. They were focused on a credit-based system that's taking away from the future to fulfill their needs at this moment versus building something in the present to
Mm-hmm.
support the future.
Right.
But our generation is focused now on this third step, which is labor. And the labor are harmonizing the labor of love, a labor of doing things that we're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So by harmonizing the energy, harmonizing the capital, and harmonizing the labor, that's where we come into like the labor of life, the people, the communities, the integration of human capital, social capital, that then creates the infrastructure because the most valuable part of any economic paradigm or economic ecosystem is what? The people.
I was going to say the energy, but yeah, people.
Because people are the most present and most profound. And by the way, same thing, people are energy. We are a physical expression of infinite energy in human form.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So again, energy coming back to energy. So we are the infrastructure that we have always been waiting for, and we need to integrate our identities in a higher state realm of consciousness so that we're actually embodied and walking forward now and into the future with a meaning, an empowering meaning that changes the nature of the way we choose to show up.
Mm-hmm. I love it. That's making a lot of sense with other things that I've heard uh, that I previously thought were probably unrelated. So I love it. That's really cool.
The gift is, if you watch, I just posted a video with Preston Smiles, and we talked about becoming or embodying a spiritual millionaire. And he wrote his book to Spiritual Millionaire, but I just posted into the group his podcast with me. And we actually talk about how the universe is consistently speaking at us. So there is actually never an unrelated course of intention. Everything is interconnected, everything is related. We just have to be willing to listen and hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're not present, we can never hear it. Most people aren't really fucking present.
No.
Most people are so stuck in their own worlds that they have zero idea what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how most of us have been conditioned.
Mm-hmm. Most people
To
learn through osmosis and through their environment. Couldn't agree more.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with observing and paying attention to your environment and listening. The thing that we're missing, hello, cutie but beauty, hello, 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 so cute. See, look, like we've got a little one listening. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
What's your name?
Melody.
Melody, beautiful name. I love your hair. You look so cute. How old are you?
4.
4. When's your birthday?
About 4 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You're
Happy early birthday.
beautiful.
All right.
Melody,
Guys,
Melody, where are you from?
too cute. Where are you from, Melody? Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah.
What are you holding?
A lot of makeup. She wants to put makeup on her face, so
You like makeup? Why do you like makeup?
why do you like makeup, Melody? Hmm. Okay. She doesn't want to answer now.
To your niece, Gina.
Gina, is that your niece or nephew? Or sorry,
She's
niece.
my sister daughter.
Ah, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
So you stay in your mom's house? Are you in your mom's house? Can you
I
hear me?
couldn't hear you, Tennessee.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was asking if you're still in your.
One more time.
1 second. I think now should be better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Yeah. Sorry. I was asking if you're still in your mom's house.
Yeah, I'm still in my mom's house.
How did it go yesterday?
It was amazing. I was at the party and I danced a lot. So
Great.
yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Really
And
good.
thank you, Tennessee, for yesterday. It was amazing call.
You're welcome. And I'm glad you had a great time. Did you
Yeah,
manage to compare everything, right?
I did. I did.
Very important stuff, guys.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I'm really happy. She's so cute. Oh my god. Okay.
Gina, where's
She's scared with
your
that.
mom doesn't live far from you in Sweden?
She's living 5 hours from me. So they are in north of Sweden. And now we have like, it was my friend's engage party. So on Friday we drove to my mom, and tonight we're gonna go back home.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's cute.
She's very cute. Melody, you're cute. Yeah. She knows.
I know.
Did you manage to do the flowers?
Yeah, I did. The flowers was very beautiful. I can
Nice.
send you a picture.
Yeah, send pictures.
Yeah.
So we're on a mission to get. Yesterday was the mission to be all in the feminine. So just for context of the guys. So there's a context for the questions. So that's why I'm asking. I'm really happy.
Thank you, Tennessee. It was so good to be remembered about to be more feminine, or have more feminine energy.
Yeah. So I'm here for.
Yeah.
And I forgot to send you the picture of the stuff, but I will send it. Sorry, I had to go.
No.
And that's why as well, I've been also not so much on the calls. I've just decided to, when I'm with Olivia, I'm just gonna focus more on her. You know, just have that time with her. So that's why I haven't been so much on the calls. I just felt like that's what she needs right now. She needs me a little bit more. So I made this conscious decision. I just feel like these moments are with her. So so yesterday, that's why I didn't send you the picture yesterday, Gina, because I run to meet her at her swim class. So that's why.
I understand.
But
you can send me when you have time.
No problem. And I will need to change the day for our call from Thursday as well.
It's okay.
Because she's not traveling. She decided that she doesn't want to travel. So with her dad. I think because Halloween is always something really special for the two of us.
Yeah.
Like I always think she's small. Like I always dress her up. The two of us, we dress up and go trick or treat and things like that. You know, it's I don't know pronounce correct, but it's like shaman or something. How to say it? It's also a very spiritual time.
Yeah.
So usually she was having a hard time when she found out she wasn't going to spend Halloween with me. So yeah, we had to change plans.
That's great. And I mean, she knows what she wants to do.
She does. She does, but better for worse, she does. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to pick her up now. So but yeah, I just it's nice to actually today I got to join the call since I only going to pick her up now later because I didn't have my car. I'm just picking up my car now. So anyway, yeah, let's the guys were having a super serious conversation about Sorry, guys.
No,
And then we're like,
no,
we're
all
talking
good.
about super girly stuff.
Yeah, we did.
We stopped the conversation when we saw the amazing cutie, so that was our decision, by the way.
True.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
She's super cute though.
Gina, do you guys have any plans for Halloween?
No. No. It's not so big in Sweden.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we haven't any plans for Halloween.
Gotcha.
Do you have any plans?
No, actually. We might see if there's some kind of lights at the zoo or festival or something just to get out and
Okay.
yeah,
That's great.
probably have candy and stuff.
Yeah. Eric, how about you? Do you have any plans for Halloween?
I'm flying to Dubai and I'm speaking on the first, so which is also the Day of the Dead, but also known as Diwali. So these are all fascinating patterns of recognition of patterns, how they all come together.
Yeah.
Just if if we understand the stories behind the meaning of them, it becomes fascinating how I just love the beauty of it. But yeah, it's I'll be in Dubai. I'm flying to Dubai.
Wow. That's
Nice.
great. I mean, Dubai, it's a very good weather there, I think, I guess.
Yeah, at this time it's getting a little bit nicer now to be able to enjoy and appreciate because early on in the year when I was living there too multiple times, but I would live there throughout the year and there's some really hot times, especially August, September, July. These are very hot months, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward. It'll be a very interesting and good week because we'll be there for a week. Myself and our co-founder will be there. So
Yeah, is
That's
this
amazing.
sorry, Gina?
I said that's amazing.
Is this talk on the same topic that we were just talking about?
yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to two investor summits. I've been invited to speak at them both and then discuss the importance of really coming together to create this conscious economic ecosystem to really focus on solutions and driving ESG, monetary equality, and supporting communities. Because when I lived in Dubai before, I would always talk about it, but what I was talking about, I was forcing because I wanted people to listen. But now I'm not forcing it anymore because I'm just doing it. So, yeah.
Cool.
Now I really don't care if people want to listen to me or not. I'm doing it anyways. I didn't even care about speaking or being invited to any of these things, but they invited me because they chose to. So, um,
Isn't that
yeah,
fun?
there's just a different thing when you realize that it doesn't fucking matter what anyone thinks and you don't really need anybody. All of a sudden, everybody sees the wisdom that you're bringing to it, because I'm going to stop saying you. When I realized that I didn't really need anybody, I just needed to focus on myself and do the things that were meant for my spirit. As a result, everything started to come to me. Because ultimately attracting it was even more important Because if you, I mean, nobody likes anything that's forced, right? You know, so I just discovered that
Let her listening to all of this, and start taking in that early while getting the makeup done. It's a beautiful thing for her to learn what you just said, Eric. So you start that early to know that will change things. When they learn that small, we'll have a different word.
I think she's listening because she's allowing.
And it's so important because we're getting what all that we had to go through in our own lives to get to where we are right now, with the amount of heartache, pains, everything. Obviously it builds who we are right now, but when we're able to influence the little ones, our little ones now, I can only imagine how it's going to be when they're bigger, like when they're our age, when they're already this aware and awakened and true to themselves from this small, and understand the concept of energy, like of everything, like how we're all connected, how you need to be true to yourself and just follow your heart, follow your purpose is just unimaginable. So I feel like in a way our generation have this beautiful but huge responsibility in a way to heal for the ancestors, heal for the others, for the older ones, because I also see the impact on even our parents or grandparents that we are having by our change, but also the ones that are coming after us. So it's, for me, it's like pretty incredible that we are here now. And
I think we lost her.
It's true what she was saying, though.
Yep.
Both with youth and anyone influential these days, any world leaders, politicians, anyone who has the power to sign the piece of paper that says let's go to war and stuff like that. If you can get to them.
We have to help them remind themselves of why they're here.
Yes. Yeah. That authenticity community, I really, that's what I think its target should be, is youth and world leaders and people who aren't usually reached, don't have access to things like this. People are all the same. They all fear the same way, and they just want love and happiness.
We
Hello,
have to
Tennessee.
be. Do you want to just share again what you shared so Tennessee can hear it? Because I think it was really important.
Uh, well, I was Tennessee. I was agreeing with you that it is extremely important to help youth with everything that you were talking about. Um, to me, summarizing it is coming back to authenticity and being yourself. Um, uh, and I think that if we can go at it from two ends, both with little kids and, of course, their environment, and people of influence and world leaders, CEOs of companies, people who, and I was saying, and I usually say quite literally, people who have the power to decide whether or not we go to war. Um, it would be a better world. And Eric mentioned it's about reminding them why they're here and what their purpose and passions are, and I couldn't agree more because people are all the same, right? We all fear the same way. We all just want love and happiness, and we can have all of it. Everyone can, and we just got to get out of our own way.
Mm. Amen.
Tennessee, I really wish we talked more when we were on the fire lane at Gills and stuff.
Well, I think we were all like in a journey and I was just so busy there anyway. And I feel like for me, being in the fire lane, it was one of the most transformative experiences I had, more than even walk on the fire. I think, I was already in another level of ecstasy or something in my head from the being on the fire lane, working on the fire lane. That by the time I went to walk, it was amazing, but it was like I didn't even feel that extraordinary because for me, being there on the fire lane and just experience that momentum with people, it was so incredible. Being there, being the person doing the celebration, right? And seeing them, that moment that clicked for them, and then they're just coming out and bursting and then just joy, full of joy and this incredible expansion and just being on that joy and high level of energy with the people. It was just I think I couldn't even contain my own energy. It just couldn't fit within my body, and it was just exploding. But I feel like also even our preparation with our team, it was all part of my own journey of healing with the masculine, being feeling safe, like being in an environment with the masculine and just being safe, feeling safe and feeling good and supported. So that was already the beginning of my own journey that unfolded after that. Still unfolding, but it was major developments that happened since then as well. It was just the beginning of it. When I look back, I'm like, wow, it was all the beginning there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really grateful for our team.
Yeah, me too. The being the person celebrating with them. I realized that during the walk itself. I was thinking, man, that must be really profound because to see the shift in state and the in their head or in their heart or going through it and then the shift to coming back um, and being there with them, that was really amazing.
Yeah,
And
and I think the fact that we had the lane that had the people with disabilities, like physical disabilities, and for them to experience the walk, people who can't really walk, so for them it's going beyond their imagination of what's possible. And we were part of their journey.
Yeah.
So how blessed were we to be there as part of that. So I don't take that for granted at all, because
Yeah.
I feel like we're meant to be on that lane together. We're meant to experience that. When you guys held Marcus, through like very close to the code. I mean, that was just incredible. I have no words, you guys were holding him. So I don't even know how much, I can only imagine it must be for you guys, because you made it possible for him to have that experience. So I can only imagine, because for me watching it was already, beyond any words can explain. So
Yeah, it was beautiful. I'm extremely grateful to have been a part of that. He was a pro too. He knew what he was doing. Yeah, no, it was beautiful. Couldn't have picked a better lane.
no, I love how I manifested that as well. It was very funny, because I was sitting in the very back of the room.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to be the anchor too. But I was in the very back, and the guys were like, "You'll go to the front, otherwise you're not going to get picked." I said, "I will get picked." And then what happened when he went to pick the anchor too? He said, "Oh, it's not fair that I'm only picked from the front. I'm going to start from the back." And the first person he picked was me. So, so yeah, that was beautiful. All the guys were like, "Oh, you just manifested the crap out of that." I was like, "I know, right?" So everybody around me was celebrating it for me. That was great. That was really good. It was an amazing experience. And hey, we got here and then being in this group and met these incredible other people as well.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's all connected.
Yeah. So how's Gina doing there? Finished the makeup
Gina,
session?
is the makeup done?
Is it all done, the makeup there?
Yes, and now I'm ready for Halloween.
Is she ready?
Hello.
Yeah, she didn't use like
I
black
think I'm gonna have a daughter. I'm
eyeshadows.
sorry.
No, wait.
I think I'm gonna have a daughter. Every time, it's like it's always a little girl. It's always like the feminine. It's gonna be a daughter for sure.
Amazing.
It's gonna be my first child anyways.
Yeah,
I can't wait to be a dad.
I know. I want a ton of kids.
Yeah. I really am excited, like to meet someone that she's ready to like get really into creating a life together. I'm pumped. It's like it's not even I'm just excited. I don't even know when it's gonna happen, but I'm just excited for it, you know? Nice.
That's a beautiful state to be in.
Because brother, honestly, ladies, I have to say there's something that happens when I'm around a really soft woman that's strong but able to can complete like I don't even need to say anything. I just smile all the time, you know, like and it puts me in this state of just like kids and that femininity. It makes me just yeah, focus on really what's the most important anyhow, but it gives me uh yeah, it's that contrast that people see, right? Like I'm so focused and I'm so mission driven, but then when I'm around like a beautiful, amazing person or the youthfulness of a child, it just comes through me, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, I think that's everybody, but yeah.
No, but that's a good point. It's that contrast and how interesting that it helps you focus on what is most important. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 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 yeah. So true. So true.
Because
It
it
it it
brings
be
balance.
well, if more people were just aware of those feelings a little bit, right? Like that silence and that ability.
Oh, look at
Hello!
that. How beautiful. Look how beautiful.
The
Three
whole
of them.
family's here.
No, no.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Look at this. Super
How are you?
cute.
Amazing. How are you?
I'm so good. I just finished a Tony Robbins coaching call, the result coaching.
Hmm.
I think it's really good. It's like 30 minutes, but the 30 minutes is so packed with value.
Good. I'm so glad.
Did I interrupt something? I'm sorry if
No,
I
do you
did.
want to share? Do you want to share about it, brother?
No, I'm happy to share it. And
Please.
so, like, I watched a lot of YouTube recently, and I've been watching like Iman Gadzhi and how he travels and just living a great lifestyle and stuff. I've been getting a little bit more into becoming like location freedom, right? Because right now we got our office, we do the treatment inside there, but yeah, as long as you're the one selling, you're pretty much based there, right? So my goal is now to become a business owner, and the perfect thing is everything is already heading there. We got our sales rep coming in 2 weeks, and we said like we're gonna travel to Dubai. And, I got so much more clarity. Like, what do I want the staff to do? What is a business owner to me? What do I want to do? What do I don't want? What don't I want to do? Right? And yeah, it's really great to get that coaching clarity. I think it's super important.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. And what?
I'm just gonna say bye. Just say bye.
Bye. See you, Olivia.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
She's eating some apple here. So I'm gonna go now. Nice.
Enjoy your
See you
apple.
guys.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So many kids. I love it.
Yeah. It's great. It's great of Tennessee. She shows up for these calls, even though he has her kid around and stuff like that. It's great. Like really taking the responsibility to show up.
I love it because what's showing up for me today is like this amazing presence of this usefulness and this like feminine nature inside of me. uh in the physical realm with all of you as a mirror. It's amazing to discover and appreciate. And it's so nice because remember I was talking earlier, Nick, about the inner world, right? Right? And if we're really aware of the inner world, then we're really aware of the outer world. And look how profound it was, right? As we discovered more of our nature and shared it in an open way, it showed up with the ladies, right? You and I were talking, we talked more about, the responsibility. The ladies showed up, and then the little girls showed up, right? And then it's so fascinating how it all starts to really reflect from the inside versus the outside.
Candy.
Yeah, that couldn't have been more timely, more perfect based on what we were talking about.
Because it's actually all communicating. It's all interconnected and it's all happening for a reason. So the timeliness is actually the inner game.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
mastery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
The
really feel it.
the alignment of cognitive, emotional, and then physical alignment. It comes together.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I love this world.
I can really
Mm.
feel that. 'Cause every time, like,
Ooh.
I set like that a goal, for example, this month it was the profit I wanted to have. It was like after I set that, I actually I'm very sure I will have it this month, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't like say I'm going for this much profit this month, and that's really amazing.
Mm.
Someone said like the law of attraction is like a McDonald's takeaway. And so first you go and you say your order out loud, and then on the second stage you go and you pay for it. Meanwhile, like you take action, right? And the first step if is like the art of receiving. You also gotta be able to receive it. And I think that was really good actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, just hearing you say that, and then Eric reminding me of all the things that I have to be grateful for in the beginning of the call, and hearing you say the receiving part is a good reminder to work on being able to receive. And old patterns, now that I have been getting so many things that I've wanted, old patterns are coming up where my brain is waiting for the other shoe to drop and looking for something around the corner, and focus is going on things that aren't there, and that there's nothing negative to worry about or focus on. There's only things to be grateful for. And I feel that right now in my life is a time for me to just be and let myself be done, and instead of trying to go do and force things to happen, I'm beginning to learn what it feels like when I'm forcing something versus allowing and accepting something, uh, something just flowing, and that's been really nice. I spoke to someone recently that said, and it aligned so much with what Eric told me on a call a couple weeks ago, I think, and then what another woman told me months ago, and it was just saying to heal my feminine energy and let myself just be in the present, and allow things to happen. And I'm noticing that when I do that, that's when I get into a really great state and am more in my masculine core, which is really interesting and not what I expected.
Tell me more.
When I was a kid, I was extremely happy-go-lucky, in the present, not a worry in the world. Felt like I could fly, just extremely light. And around middle school and high school, I started wondering if I had depression, because I thought that I wasn't really feeling that way anymore. And my brain it was more difficult to put attention, to just let attention be on what was there, which is good things. And I've noticed that I kept putting attention on fear. It was more fear driven. Or focusing on negative things or change that I didn't want to happen. And that state, I found myself in that state this last summer for the first time in years, and it was absolutely incredible. And it was only after I laid in a hammock with my partner Chris. He was asleep on top of me in this hammock, in a place that I used to go camping as a kid. We were at a campsite, and it was beautiful. There was a river, we were under the trees, and it was just an incredible day. And I couldn't get up without moving him. And I've recently thought I've gotten better at this, but I've recently learned how much I've connected achievement and doing things with my self-worth still. And when we were on the hammock, my brain was racing, and it was telling me I had to do all these different things. And I kept asking myself, what do I have to do right now? And I got tons of answers that were, got the heart sinking feeling and the debilitating feeling and the like sputtering of energy, just like lowering energy feeling. And that only went away when I realized that I couldn't get up without waking him up. So I wasn't going to get up. So I wasn't going to do anything. And all those voices just kind of tired themselves out until I was able to just be there. And it took 3 hours. and then I found myself in that state for the next several hours. But for the next few days, it was really amazing. And all kind of goes back to awareness. And yeah, it was just incredible. So now I recently went to a sound bath where there was a healer there, and I kind of was in my head and I gave her a whole spiel, difficult to understand or follow, I'm sure. And she just kind of said, okay, I think I need to do this Egyptian version of tarot cards for you. And she told me to flip over a few, and I did. And it could not have been more aligned with everything, everything I keep being told and what I keep hearing. And it was a lot of on the cusp of a new life. I need to heal the wounds of the old life, and that will happen when I heal my feminine energy and release, let go. And it's amazing how aligned that is with so many things. But in particular, when I got into that state, I finally let go. and was not in my feminine after that. I was extremely in my masculine, but in a really like happy way. Letting things happen. I was taking tons of action and not in my head at all. And it felt amazing, just like I felt when I was a kid. And yeah, so these days, for the next bit until it feels right to do something different, I'm just being in the present and focusing on that and redirecting myself every time I'm in my head and letting that feminine energy heal, processing things, noticing things, letting them go.
I heard something really important about being the kid, right? Um, I think that playfulness will allow us as masculine men to tap into femininity even easier because men in their masculinity, when they have fun and they're playful, we naturally just become more feminine. It's just our nature. We just like, like it's a very healthy nature of femininity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're just being big kids. So I think my perspective is always like if I look at the playground as planet Earth, then I can get any warrior on my team
Mm-hmm.
because I help them see that, hold on a second, we're in this together. And so I help them really see that, tap into that usefulness of like when we like to all play because we all love to play as men. We just love that shit. So if we play together with our brothers, then it's like that's how men heal. They heal with community. Men really heal themselves profoundly by being around another group of powerful men that are doing shit in the world, that are doing big shit in the world, that are doing meaningful things in the world. And that's how they heal. That's how they heal each other. They're just like, hey man, we're playing a big game. You want to play? If not, that's cool. Then if then there's the small field, but we're in the big field.
Right.
And you want to jump, come jump. If not, that's okay too. Like, but we're only interested playing with, the big game. And that becomes so much more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing that you worded it in that way too, because that is, yeah, realizing that I don't, like you said last time, I don't have to do anything. My partner is not putting pressure on me to do anything. The achievement and all of these things that I have been striving for in my past in an unhealthy way is being done in a healthy way. So I don't have to. I get to play. I get to create and do whatever I want. And just yesterday, I was telling, or this morning actually, I was telling him how I want to work on a few of these projects just because they feel like fun things to tinker with. Um, and the more I, the more I think about it, the more I hear you guys talk, the more in my heart I get, and the more I feel that I haven't gone after those things. Maybe because it's not the game for me to play right now, but I know that I was meant to play the big games. All guys feel
Yes.
that way, though.
Yeah. So I would get curious, is the big game showing up for you here now? Are you ready to play? Do you know what I mean? And if you are, then what does that look like? Getting really clear on how you want to add value and come and be part of this. Because I'm playing a very big game and I'm interested only in playing a very big game. So, uh, and you get to choose if you want to be part of that game as well, right? As a team. So the decision is going to be yours. And by listening and hearing what level of game we're playing at, maybe it might be of value to get even more curious or seeing what needs you want to fulfill or ways that we can help you, right? Because ultimately teamwork makes the dream work, right? So the big game needs more players.
Yeah. The both of what you're doing that you described to me on this call and the vision that I described to you, those are definitely intertwined and feel like in a lot of ways the same thing, definitely down in the same direction, in the same path. So the decision of whether I want to play or not has absolutely been made. It's where I'm at is exactly what you said. It's knowing how to be a valuable player to everyone and where I want to give value. And to me, that comes from knowing where there are gaps and knowing where help is needed. And at the same time, when you're just yourself, things start to happen and you start to notice these synchronicities. You start to talk with people who are like-minded and things start to flow. And that feels like one of these moments to me, at least. So, yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna send you. I'll send you our deck so you have an awareness of where we're at. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll yeah, you'll just have a good awareness of where we're at, what we're doing, what we're raising, what we're building, and how we're doing it. So then you can have a real clear understanding of the vertically integrated energy company that we're building and how it comes together with everything. So I'll send you these details in about an hour after my next call on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay. I think that's beautiful. Thank you.
Cool, bro. You guys,
That's exciting.
I have right now another meeting. Gina, Jacob, do you guys want to share anything before we go?
I'm happy to have you guys. It feels like we are a family.
Yes,
We
it does.
certainly
I'm
are.
happy to have you as well.
Our family.
I'm actually sending it to you now, Nick, because I might forget later.
That sounds good. Thank you.
So this is a rough draft, still not fully finished, but some of the yeah, I'll send this to you. This is good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and that's everything, right? Everything's going to continue to evolve. Like you said, we're playing. And if
Yeah.
we're going to play, we're going to be okay not being perfect.
Not perfect doesn't exist. It's bullshit.
Right.
Cool. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love
Take
y'all.
care.
Ciao.
Bye.
See you guys.